My crafty friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. As I promised yesterday in yesterday's video, I wanted to show you, or was going to show you, a new project, and this is it. And it's a little golden book, and it's bound in a way that I've never bound a little golden book before. So let me show you. So here's the little golden book that I'm using. I don't think I've ever made one from this particular little golden book, Little Princess, but I've seen these in bookstores, and I might have, or at the thrift shop or wherever. I think I got this one in a used bookstore, and I always thought it was just the cutest cover. I love this little girl and this door and everything. Anyway, it's this book. Here is, let me show you the outside first. I've got the spine covered with fabric, and here is some trim. Here's what the outside of the spine looks like. It's about 1 inch, and there's a reason for that. Let me measure it actually. Oh, it's about 1 1/4 inches. I usually do 1.5 inch spine, so it's just a little bit smaller than a 1.5 inch, 1 1/4 inch. Here's the back. It's the original back. I haven't done anything with the barcode yet, but I usually cover that up. I'm still, I'm just kind of getting started on this. And the reason I didn't start you in and show you from the very beginning is because I'm working it out because it's something different. So let me show you the difference. The difference is on the inside I have attached this notebook ring, these notebook rings. So basically I turned a little golden book into a binder with these type of notebook rings. You can open it up and put pages in and out, that type of thing. So pretty cool, pretty cool. But here's the inside so far. I did cover the inside with scrapbook paper here. I've got that same trim and fabric underneath. So I made a completely new spine, attached the notebook rings, and reinforced the spine. Actually I used for the spine, the reason it's the size it is because I actually used the original spine, the little golden part, and turned it sideways, and then reinforced it like I usually do if I was going to put in signatures, if I was going to sew in signatures. But instead of sewing in signatures, I attached these notebook rings. So I had to work out the process in my head and then do it off a video first before I try to ever do it on video, and I'll probably do that a few more times before I actually do it on video, if I ever do it on video. But there are videos out there showing you how to attach these notebook rings, and people have shown a couple different ways to do it. So you could, if you look for those videos like I did, I just searched on YouTube and found a couple, or I found a bunch, and I watched a few and narrowed it down to the way I thought I would try here. So anyway, you can see the paper here, trim, and then I've got some pages already in here. Let me show you what I've got so far. All the book pages are in here, and I believe I kept them in order. On this page here, if you do something like this, even with an already prepared note, you're not making a ring binder from scratch like this, you have one that you're recovering or whatever. If you punch your holes, like I was working it out where I wanted the paper to lay in here, it can be up a little, it can be down a little, and I was trying to figure that out. It can be smaller, it can't be much, it can't be wider, but it could be a little taller, possibly. But I worked it out to where I wanted and what size I wanted the pages. So anyway, my point is that if you're doing something similar where you're using notebook rings like this, or even any kind of notebook rings, even the ones that are just single, and you punch your holes in the wrong spot. I just decided to do this page. This was the first page I did, and I decided to do it a little different. I decided to move it down a little. It was fine the way it was, but I decided to move it down a little, and so all the pages would be the same. I put this paper, this was a scrap of paper, I put it over on both sides over the holes I had made, and then made new holes so that this page would be even with the other pages. Otherwise it would have been up a little bit. And I was lucky. This is 6 rings, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I was lucky because at one time I remembered that I had bought a commercial, journal. Just, it wasn't handmade by, I didn't buy it off Etsy or anything. I just had bought it online, just a commercially made little journal with these brown papers. I just really liked that. I liked the journal. I liked the little brown papers, and I remembered it was 6 rings, so I went and got one for a template. I thought, I wonder if this is the same, if it would fit in these 6 rings, and sure enough, it did. So I was able to use a paper I already had for a template to figure out where to punch my holes. So that helped me a lot that I already had that. And then from there, as I said, all the pages from the book so far is what I have in here. I only reinforced that one because I had to redo the holes. And then here's some paper I had in my, these are actually in my scrap box because I'm trying to use them. They're, I believe, coffee dyed notebook paper. So I wanted some writing paper in here, of course, like as always. And then I have some pretty scrapbook papers in here, like this right here, one-sided scrapbook, actual paper, it's not cardstock at the moment yet. I just have some scrapbook paper I'm trying to use up. And so as you can see, it's the scrapbook papers, pages from the book, and I believe, let's see, I think that's all I have so far in here. And I'm going to see if I can fit about 50 papers, so that would be 100 surfaces in here. That's how much I can fit in it when I do the coils that I use my cinch, with my cinch binder. I can get 50 or so, 50, 53, 55, something like that, in there with no trouble and still have pockets in ephemera. And it's packed, but it's not overly, packed. It's just packed really good. So I'm going to see if I can get 50 pages in here. We'll see. I haven't counted these so far, but just to show you what I have in here so far. So today I thought I also, I like to really just enjoy my crafting. So, I just do whatever along the way, like say I'm making a journal, whatever ideas or thoughts come to me, like I like to do this or I'd like to do that. That's what I do. You know what I mean? So for this, you see this kind of busy scrapbook paper here for this background. I thought since this was a busy background, I would put plainer, say library pockets here. Like this is an actual vintage library pocket. So, and I have the actual card here that came with it. And it's actually paper. This came out of a book, a library book. So we're going to fix this up. And I think that we'll put this one in the back. And then I have another one here that's actually a new one that we'll put in the front. So we're going to do that today. And I wanted to show you, speaking of just like sitting down and doing whatever I feel like doing in my craft room, that's what it's all about, really. Doing what you want to do, So I had looked through my what I call my project cart, and that's my little rolling cart that I have in here that I've shown you in my craft room tour videos, and that's what I keep in it. That's what I try to keep in it, my current projects. And so I've got some little golden books in there. And I had these cut aparts on the bottom. And I thought, oh, let me go ahead and cut those apart. So I wanted to show you just a little bit. I kind of need to organize them. But some of the cut aparts. And I'm going to try the things I have in my project cart right now. And there's some paper pads I have behind me on my dresser that I have in here. I'm challenging myself to use those things and like not put them away, just kind of use them up. So like I said, cut aparts were in there. So there were these kind of little tags which are super cute. I really love that it looks like 2 scrapbook, they're cardstock, and it looks like 2 scrapbook papers, kind of like a Franken page almost, were put together here and made this card, but it was just a cut apart. Here's another one here. And so like these 2 were the same. There's a couple, 2 or 3 sheets of the same thing. So this one I left together just in case I wanted to make, and I wanted to show you too in case you're new to using scrapbook paper with junk journals and you come across the cut aparts. Maybe you don't, you can cut apart the cut-aparts in different ways. And I've done that before where I was showing you where I've made like little flip-flop kind of little notebooks with some where you leave the cut-aparts 3 or 4 together, you know, or just leave 2 together and make little booklets type thing. So anyway, this is inspiring me to do something. So that might be a future ephemera or in scrap video. So stay tuned for that. And then there were a bunch of these, and I rounded a lot of, a lot of the corners already. There were a bunch of these, and I did cut those apart singly. And a bunch of these, just like 4x6, and I rounded most of those corners, a little squares. So you can see, I just sat here and had some fun. Now this was a cut apart. If you get like anxiety when you see the strips, and you're like, what am I ever going to do with all of these strips? You know, maybe you have things you do with them. Of course, I do things with my branding strips. I have a bunch right here that I have set aside. I haven't put them over into my sewing pile and, you know, glue them together. But I have a bunch right here. This is what I always do. I just keep them in a pile. And then I'll go, like I used one on that page where I needed to cover the holes, or I actually used 2. But I'll take these to work with me and glue them together and then bring them back home and sew them. That's how I end up with my sewn together little strips that I send in my goodie bags. But anyway, strips, and you can see like you might tend to take them literally as you see them, like, oh, I have to cut, this is cut aparts, I have to cut this, and I have to cut this, and I have to cut this. And you don't have to do that. You can just kind of look at them and see what you want to do. Kind of try to think outside the box. So like these right here, these are strips, but I left them together. They were like something like this on a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And all I did was, there was a strip of words here, and I didn't want to leave the words on there because I'd be cutting some words in half and things like that. So I cut the strip of words off, and now I cut them all. I separated all of those. So now I have these little words to add to things, you know, ephemera and things, pages, whatever, which I like. I like to, you know, sometimes you need a little word to add a word or two, a phrase or whatever to add to something. So I've got a bunch of little cute little words there. And left these together to be like pockets, journaling cards. Sometimes you might want to add something to these journaling cards. Maybe you want to add or pockets or whatever. Maybe you want to add a piece of fabric or something, or a little cluster or whatever, you know, flower, whatever you have. But that's what I've been enjoying doing this afternoon. So here's some more. I'm just going to try to kind of flip through them here and show you what I got. I'm also organizing them in case I want to use them right now. This one I left square because it has this frame and these little dots in the corners. I thought that looked better, you know, squared off corners instead of rounded corners, but most of them I rounded the corners. As you can see, all these were little cute little cut aparts too. So I had left all these cut aparts in my project cart. So look at these, how pretty they are, so that I could use them. Let me separate, yeah, I want to separate these and the 4x6s over here. But yeah, I had left them there so I could use them in, like I have, like I said, a stack of little golden books over there that I want to make into journals, and a stack of Disney books that I showed you at the beginning of the year that I'm challenging myself to make into journals this year. So yeah, it went pretty quick cutting all these apart, but I'm glad. It's like I wanted to do it because I wanted to have them ready to go. I left this one squared off corners too for some reason. I just thought this little frame around here looks like a picture. So so they're ready to go now, and I don't have to be like stop when I'm kind of finishing up or whatever and like, oh, I want some of these cut aparts, and then I have to cut them apart. Okay, so let me just straighten these out. Okay, I think I got everything sorted now. Okay, so let's put them, let's see how the squares go over here. Nope, I don't have them sorted. This was just a scrap that was fell out of the pack there when in between the cut aparts. Yeah, I'm talking and not really paying attention to what I'm doing, am I? You're like, those aren't sorted, Sheree. No, they are. Now they are. Okay, now I got them sorted. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate when you're talking. Okay, there's 4x6 square. These are squares. These are rectangles. These are tags. Let's put them here a little bit like that. We put these here. I got my little stack all organized. And I'll put these in something so I can keep them together over there so they don't get scattered to the wind. And then here is all my little words. So cute. So all of this was in the cut aparts, and now I have some nice ephemera. Now they took time to do that. So let's work on our library card. So you can see it's a little kind of, I'm sure it's vintage. Well, we can look at the dates right here on this library card, 1968. From 1968 to the last date down here, that says 83. So all the way from 1968 to 1983, this book was checked out. Pepe Moreno, J. Allen. Oh, I wonder what book this came from. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to fix this up. So I thought the first thing, let's fix up this, because it's just, I could put it in like that, but, I want it to look prettier and cuter. So I thought, let's cover it. And I want it to be, like, I don't want to put scrapbook paper on here or something, because remember, I'm going to put it down here, so I don't want it competing with this paper. So I thought, let's put a neutral paper. So I just pulled this out of my closet, a little book page here. I think this is from, actually this is from a French dictionary that I have in there. Yep, and I just was looking around for something with a lot of text on it, and I found this, let's see, did I already put it away? Yeah, it's over here. I have it right here in case I need another page. But I'm going to cut off all this white, like blank white space here around the edges, and then just have the text. And then we're going to cover this with that. And then we can decorate, once we have it covered, we can decorate on top of that, some color. All right, see, it'll fit right over there. We're going to, let's see, I need to, I don't necessarily need it to, let me cover the bottom first. Let me cover this bottom piece first. So I'll leave a little frame. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to make a little pinch right here and cut that bottom piece. And I'll show you what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm going to leave a little frame, and by that I mean a little piece of the manila kind of color here. Like this kind of looks like the color of manila file folders. So I'm going to leave a little frame around that. So I kind of want to center it. See the line down the middle, since it's a dictionary. So I'm going to cut a little sliver off of each side here. So I can go ahead and get it down to possibly about the size I need. And then we'll see how we end up doing. I didn't really have a plan as to how I was going to get this onto the library card. So I'm kind of just figuring it out right now. So let's see how, I need a little bit more off. This side looks a little wider. Let's take another little strip off of this side. So I hope you all are having a good day. I'm having a good day. Good. Doing this on the weekend, so I'm having a good weekend. It's nice. This is Saturday when I'm videoing this, and I went to an estate sale today and 2 thrift stores, and I bought nothing. There was nothing. There was no goodies today. But I do have some from the week for Thrifty Thursday for other places I went to during the week. So stay tuned for Thursday for a few thrifty goodies. Not a lot. Just a few things from during the week. But today, yeah, I was disappointed in the estate sale because the last one was so good. But this one was not a person that had passed away. It was a person that did not pass away. That was just, had moved this. Sometimes, I've only been to, I think, 2 of those. And so, apparently they took all the good stuff and left the stuff I didn't want. Yeah, so it was just a bunch of, some nice, sets of dishes and depression glass and games. You know, lots of nice stuff, but just nothing I wanted. Okay, this is going to fit on there nicely. Let's do some art glitter glue, I guess. I decided whether to use glue stick or art glitter glue. But yeah, so, and then I went to 2 thrift stores and nothing there either. I tried really hard, but didn't find anything. So that's okay, I don't really need anything. I'll tell you what I was really looking for, what I really wanted to find. And it wasn't craft related. I'm going to probably end up ordering some online if I don't find any. I just thought, I know I've found them before, and I've even sold some vintage ones in my shop a long time ago, but I was looking for tray puzzles. Like my granddaughter is 4, and she, I have a little puzzle here, a little tray puzzle. It's like that big, you know, just a tiny one. It's a picture of a duck, and she put it together last week. And so I thought, well, she seemed to really enjoy that, I mean, she might be able to do bigger ones. I'm sure she could, but I kind of just wanted to, you know, because she enjoyed being able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't too big and too many pieces type of thing. So to encourage her to do bigger puzzles, I thought, let's do a few more little ones. Let me get her a few more little ones, and she'll be like, oh, you know, this is a piece of cake type of thing. And then she can graduate to the bigger ones and go from there. You know how it is. All right, now this one we're going to do the same way, except I really like how this one looks. So I want to put this line in the middle, kind of like just like it's connected, but it's not connected. So I think what I can do on this one is just put some glue on here, glue it down, and then cut off the extra. Because this is rather, you know, you can see it's kind of like, it's not tattered, but it just is old looking. I actually tore it out of a book, so it needs a little, I don't know, it needs a little something. So, make sure, let me see. I'm trying to see which side goes on this side. I think it's this is, yeah, the CL, okay. I mean, if I turned it over, it wouldn't matter, but I think this side actually goes with it. So we'll keep it this side up and put glue on this side. Okay. That way it actually goes together. But yeah, so that's what I was looking for. I thought, surely somebody's going to have some puzzles around, but nope. I looked during the week too. Nobody has any. Just puzzles like with 500 pieces. I mean, that's not what I need. That's not what a 4-year-old needs. You know what I mean? That would not go over well. She would not finish that ever. No, not maybe when she's older, but not now. So, all right, let's get this in order. So yeah, I want to put it in her Easter basket. I don't think I said that. The point is I want to get it for her Easter basket when I'm making her. So I've got it just about full of things I wanted to get for her. And I think I got enough in there now after I get the little puzzles. And if you want to know what I put in there, if you need an idea for 4 or 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, whatever, I got some stickers. I think I already mentioned that in a Thrifty Thursday or one of my videos. I got 4 little sets of Easter stickers at a thrift store. So those are in there. I got a bluey little golden book at a thrift store. I couldn't believe it. It's like brand new. But it was at a thrift store. And I did get at Walmart, it was only $2.97 for a nice little set of Crayola sidewalk chalk. So that is in there. I got already, and I put them in the freezer, so I hope that's okay. Some Easter cookies, some there's sugar cookies, and they're like but they're Easter, they're like, and they're colored, like pastel, kind of bright colors though, pink and blue and green, whatever. Sugar cookies, and they're bunnies and Easter eggs and things like that. So I got those, so I'm going to put those in a little treat bag. There it is. Doesn't that look better? It kind of looked kind of grungy before, right? Let's see. So Make sure this is pressed. See, I put it down pretty much right to the top of the pocket here, but it looks like it goes down in there. And the corners were rounded, so I just, when I cut it, kept it rounded there. Now let's do something with this. Now this is a little tattered, and like I said, it's just paper, so I think it needs to be strengthened. So what I got out for this, so we're going to glue this here. There's a little piece of paper here that's bothering me. Let me get that. So yeah, the sugar cookies and the puzzles, and I think that, I don't know if I'll get her, I'm debating on whether to get her candy, because I know she's going to get candy from her parents and her other grandparents and stuff like that. Who knows who else is going to give her something for Easter. So I just figure she's going to be getting so much candy. I thought, that's why I thought of the cookies. And so she doesn't really need, I'm sure she doesn't really need any candy. I'm gluing this down on a piece of cardstock, a pretty kind of, just a scrap piece I had. There's some glue I got there for some reason. So a pretty piece of cardstock, and I'm going to have the colored side on the back. And it's a light color, so it could be written on. So let's see if we can, let's see if we can not tear it anymore. And see if we can glue it down and salvage this kind of tattered paper library card here. So that's my plans for my well, I put new glue in here. What is happening? I think I might have to, this set came with a few bottles, and I haven't, quite a few bottles actually, maybe about 5 or 6. This is the first one I've used, and I don't know if I've sprung a leak here or what, or I don't have my lid tight enough. I filled it up today. I thought I needed to be good and fill it up before the video, and not like start a video and be like, oh, I'm out of glue, hold on, type of thing. So I was good and filled it up before the video. Okay, maybe it wasn't on tight enough because a little bit was leaking out there. And you have to squeeze pretty hard to get the glue up through this really narrow nozzle. So if your lid's not on tight, I guess it can leak out there because you're squeezing so hard. So I got that sidewalk chalk today, actually from Walmart, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't find any puzzles yet at thrift stores. But what else did I do today? I've been wanting to kill weeds in my driveway. I live in the country, and I don't know, I guess I'm sure different states are different about how things are. I mean, people have all kind of different driveways in the country, in the neighborhood. Like, we used to live in a neighborhood and everybody had concrete driveways. And we've lived in other neighborhoods where people had asphalt driveways. So there's driveways made out of all different kinds of stuff, right? But in the country, people have all different kind of driveways. So there's rocks and concrete and all of the above in the country, because it's not a typical neighborhood where everybody has the same type of driveway. You know what I mean? And I guess some neighborhoods are probably like that too, where everybody doesn't have the same type of driveway. Anyway, ours is rock, and of course weeds are going to grow in the rocks. So I get out there and spray a weed killer, because I don't like weeds in my rocks. I like to have it all nice, and I mean, if it's going to be rocks, I want it to look nice still, so I go and kill the weeds all the time, every year. And I just, if you stay on top of it, it's not too bad. If you don't stay on top of it, then you're just going to have weeds everywhere, and then it's a big job. So anyway, last weekend it was rainy or cloudy or whatever, and it has to be sunny if you're going to spray a weed killer. So I sprayed today because it's sunny, nice sunny day here. So there's a nice scrap, 2 nice scraps. Okay, so there we go. That's much better, pretty on the back. And this side looks a little crooked. Let's straighten that out. Okay, there we go, that's better. And I think we can still make it better by possibly decorating it a little bit, but it can be written on. I'm going to make sure it's smooth. here and here. Okay, so let's see how we do. Let's see how this is going to turn out. So this is going to go in here. And like I said, I'm going to decorate this with a little something on probably on the card, and maybe even some fabric on here, a little topper and something, a little something, and then a little something here. But for right now, we're going to glue it down. So let's put some nice sturdy glue here. Let's use some Fabri-Tac now on the back and put my pin in my art glitter glue there. So yeah, this is one thing I had pulled out of my stash when I was making the last few journals and said, I think I am going to, like I said, I pulled a few things out and I made a little pile, or I made a little pile or two behind me on my dresser and challenged myself to use those things. Because I've had, had some of the things for a good while, years. So this was one of them. I thought, I need to use this. So let's do it. And I knew I wanted to use kind of the plain, since I had this kind of busy background, I knew I wanted to use a plain library pocket. So I thought, this may be the perfect opportunity to do it. Let me take this out so I can smooth this down nicely and get it straight. So I think it's come a long way from where we started. It already looks better with that dictionary page there. If you like dictionary pages, there you go. Very nice. And it's, of course, a vintage book page and a vintage library pocket. Okay, so we'll be decorating that later. I didn't plan on doing that today. I just planned on getting the pockets done and showing you what I was working on. So that's that one. Now let's get another one for, I gotta uncross my legs for here, and I have my little drawer open behind me so I can grab one. A couple different, well, yeah, I have a couple different kinds back here. Oh, these are the same. Hold on. That one, a few different kinds, and this one. All of these I found at thrift stores. So, or actually I think I found all of these at the same thrift store at different times, not at the same time. So these are a little shorter. So if I want more of the paper to show, I can use this one. Or if I want to make it kind of like the same size as the back, I could use this one. Or this one. This one I have to glue down. This one I would add glue to, but it is a sticker where you just peel off the back and it's sticky. So either or, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to, let me try this one more time. I think I'm going to use the same, kind of the same as the back one. Let's go ahead and use this one. I mean, these are the same pretty much. This one might be slightly lighter than that one, but I don't think it really matters either way. So we'll add a little bit of glue to this one. And then, let's see, I have some library cards here that we can decorate later, as well as this library pocket. But, yeah, I got some new library cards, and I don't know if I added them to my Amazon list, actually. So I'll do that before. I'll check that before. I'll try to remember to check that before this video is published and add them to my Amazon list. You know, I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I have that list below. And if you click on any of the links, it helps me earn a penny, literally. But no, I don't know how much it is, but it's not very much. It's something like a penny, or it may be less than a penny. I don't know. It's like I don't make it. It seems like I don't make any money from it, so it must be might not be very much, right? Okay, so let me spread that glue, make sure that's all glued down nicely. And so here's the library pockets. I kind of really love them. They're called Glossy. I don't know if I even showed these to you yet. I didn't show you the pack. I put one in one of my journals. I think I put one in the sewing pattern journal that I just finished. But, yeah, that's because I just got them. But they're called glossy in the description, but I was like, glossy, that's weird. But we'll see. We'll see what they are, you know, because I just thought I like the pretty colors. And kind of reminded me of index cards. I like the pretty, colorful index cards. So these are, as you can see, orange, yellow, green, blue, neon pink. Those are really bright. And there's I don't know, I think there's all the same amount. Red, and then there's just a couple of whites on the bottom. Like, I don't know, they just were like, I guess they were like, let's make a couple, this package needs a couple more, let's throw some white ones in there. And a piece of cardboard that it goes with. Yeah, so I think those are pretty cool. I have printed my own before, and I think I don't know if I still have that. I probably still have that digital somewhere. But it's like these have lines on the back, and I know I when I printed them I had trouble lining them up as far as getting the front and the back to print correctly. So I was like, let me just order some type of thing. So that's what I did. Because like you saw, I do find some at thrift stores once in a while, like you saw, but not very many. So that's why I went ahead and got these. So let's see what color. I would say we either need a white one or a red one in here. So unless we have a white one in the back, let's put a red one here. It matches the red in this scrap of paper. So there we go. That's pretty. And we'll decorate that later, or I will. I don't know if I'll do it on video or not. I might not. I don't know, but yeah, that is where I'm at. Oh, one more thing. Let's see. Let me see. Here, let me show you. Another thing I wanted to do was, let's see. I think I can go ahead and do it during this video. This is a card from Maria that she sent me on my birthday for in February, and I know she won't mind if I make it into a journaling card, but I keep staring at this little cover, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that is the cutest little cover. And she wrote on the back, so I'm going to cover the back with something, and we're going to make this into a journaling card. So I thought, I pulled out two like scraps. This is another card that I already used the front for making something. So this is the back. So and this is what is this? Oh, this is that scrap of paper we just used. So I could actually put these two together and have this as a journaling card. So let's do that. There's two more things I wanted to like finish up here and make for, you know, probably this journal. And I know Maria wouldn't mind if I made this into, I mean, I know I wouldn't mind if she made my card into a journal that I sent her, and I know she won't mind if I make her card into a journal. In fact, I mean into a journal card. And in fact, it would be an honor, I think, if somebody made a card I sent them into a piece of ephemera, because then I would know that they really liked it a lot, right? So why not? It wouldn't bother me at all. I would be honored. So, okay, but it has this little flower. It says hello right there, and it has this cute little bunny there. I have a little basket of things I need to put into my own personal journal and do, or some things in there I need to do something with, and this was in there, and I keep, every time I come in here, it's over by my door. When I come in here, I see it, and I'm like, ah, that is just the perfect little journaling card. So I thought I would do it today. So yeah, these corners are rounded on this card, so I can just maybe cut around these corners. Let's see, sometimes it's easier just to cut a square and then re-round them. You know what I mean? Just to cut a straight like that. This is straight over here on this side. Sometimes it's just, even if it's rounded, just cut straight. I'll do it here as an example. Easier to cut straight. than to try to round it. And I think I have my corner rounder here because I was just using it. Yes, I do, right here. And then just re-round the corner. See? We'll make sure this one's nice and rounded. Yeah. And we'll go ahead, since this is a journaling card, we will round all of the corners. And we used a scrap and used a card and made a pretty little journaling card for this journal. I'm sure I'll put that in there. And then this right here, oh, I thought I would try to go ahead. Let me see, maybe I can use some pieces off of here. Let me cut the bottom here where it's plain with no words. And see, let me get the usable pieces off of here. Usable blank pieces. And there's another piece, and then there's a piece at the top here. So this is inspired by those tags I just showed you. Put that to the side. These are right here with the different scrapbook papers. It's kind of like you can make a scrapbook paper masterboard possibly, and then cut out tags like this instead of, you know how we use book pages and, you know, scraps. Usually a lot of times they're book pages or things like that, but you can also use, why not use scrapbook paper? Have we done that? I'm sure we have. But this is a picture that I think is really weird and I don't like it, but I like the paper, so I like the photo paper, so I thought this would be a good writing spot. So I thought I could maybe well, these pieces won't be big enough, so let me grab another piece in back of me, but I will use those. Let's see. Let me see what I have in back of me. That goes together. Possibly these right here. This is white on the back. Let me use that. I don't want to necessarily cover. See how pretty this is. Let me find another piece of white on the back. Here we go. Okay, so we use a little piece of this. We're going to make a tag like those, like this. So what I'll do is glue this down here. And so let's just put some glue on. I'm going to, of course, this is, you know, old photo paper that is very glossy. So let's put some, I mean, you can sand it if you want and rough it up. I'm just going to put some, I usually have pretty good luck without roughing things up and just putting down and using this glue, Fabri-Tac. Okay, so put it about 3/4 of the way up there. And let's see, does this have a, it's kind of non-directional, so I'm just going to put this here so I don't waste any of this paper. Here, this scrap right on the edge. See, and what my point was, I didn't like this picture here. It's just some weird picture. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what it is. It's hard to tell what is going on there. So it's like, it looks like someone's falling off a boat or a stage or something like. But that's not very pleasant. So I've been trying to figure out a way to use it, like it's, and not just throw it away or something. So let's cut around this. So this is how I'm using it. I'm going to use this vintage picture, and it's got, we've got a nice patina on this side. So I figured, why not use it? Why, you know, instead of just throwing it away or something, or using it as is. It's some weird picture that's put some weird picture in somebody's journal, you know, type of thing. So okay, there's that. So I can put this up here. Yeah, I want a solid piece. Like, they have two nice pieces there. So these, I think these were possibly in the same scrapbook paper pad. So the colors, you know, there's bright pinks down here, so I think they go together. And this, by the way, this is sticking down nice on here, in case you were wondering. I could feel it grabbing, and it's not, I think it's going to be fine without roughing up, sanding that picture or anything. I do the same thing with playing cards. I usually don't sand them. I just use my Fabri-Tac. And they're fine if you want to glue on top of that, you know, a shiny, kind of glossy playing card. Okay. So I just, as you can see, a simple thing. I'm just gluing these right next to each other. I didn't overlap them or anything. Okay, let me just get this kind of like that. Okay, now let's cut it off. So yeah, I'd like to make some more tags like this. And I don't know if this is the best way to do it. It just happens to be, I have this paper, this photo that I wanted to cover, so I thought let's use this. But I'm wondering about making a master board where you have a big piece where you can make a bunch of tags like that, like this one type of thing. Maybe the key would be to make strips like this and then put a, you know, strip of this, a strip of that, and then do it that way. You can make several. Okay, so here is our, let's get these out of the way so we can see what we're doing here. And cut our little top part with our angles. And it's a little taller, like it doesn't have to be any certain size. As you can see, it's a little wider and a little taller. But the point is, I'm using this photo and I'm not cutting it down, I'm just using it as it is, the size it is. Okay. Make your angles however you like to make your angles. I just eyeball it. Okay, there's a little piece of photo sticking out there. All right, I think that's super cute. Yeah, I like that. Kind of a, almost like a Franken tag, but it's only 2 pieces. But I really like that look. So that inspired me. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, so cute. I would say I love it. Oh my goodness, so let me know what you think. It's a simple thing, but do you love it like I do? Let me show you. Maybe if I hold still for a second and show you what it looks like. Do you love it? As much as I do, let me know. All right, guys, that's it. That's where I'm at right today. Hope you enjoyed all the crafty goodness and the new. I'll tell you, I have to talk to you later about where I'm getting my notebook rings. Someone's going to ask that question, and I'll let you know about that because I have a couple of sources that I've found. And then when I get better at doing this process, I'll show you how I'm doing it. I still am working out that, so I need to work on that and make sure I, you know, look like I know what I'm doing when I show you. So anyway, I guess my point of saying that is I want to do this same thing in different size books. So I think that could be a lot of fun to make binders from like this from scratch. So I want to do maybe next I'll do a Disney book, like this is a little golden book. And I have those Disney books I want to use up and make into journals this year. So I think next I'll do a Disney book, and we'll work on that together and see, you know, how that process works. Because I have different size binder, little notebook rings. So I think it's going to be a fun project, or a bunch of fun projects. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you love this as much as I do. Let me know what you think about the binder little golden book. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.